Okay, hello and welcome everyone. So, I know I don't normally make nearly as much TDS content as I used to, and somewhat with good reason, because Forsaken has kind of become what the channel really likes, and also what I really like doing. But I still want to, devote my time to the people who still like my TDS content, and I know there are at least some people who still who want to see me upload TDS stuff more often. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm just calling it a script. So, Hacker came out, which is why I'm even making this video. And honestly, it seems pretty powerful. So, of course, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Also, yeah, Golden Cowboy. I was going to grab just some of the towers that received overall buffs and nerfs. And I was just going to go showcase them in Sandbox mode real fast. We're going to go solo. So, we're going to talk about Hacker a bit. I'm going to showcase the Fallen skin, and I'm going to give my overall ranking and opinion on the tower. Just from... I'm not certain, actually, just because. So here we are. So Hacker is obviously a mid-game tower. If it wasn't obvious by the fact that... I don't know why it won't let me shrink myself. Okay, there we go. If it wasn't obvious by the fact that Hacker is 1.4k, Hacker is more of a late, early to mid-game tower when, compared to like something like Cowboy, which we're going to check out real fast. Actually saw that. Let's go with Hacker first. So this is also the Fallen skin, which honestly looks incredible. Like, the hair detailing looks just amazing. So we're gonna do whatever YouTuber does, get him in like a line. I'm assuming that Hacker has, alright, I can only place 2 of them. I'm assuming Hacker only has, no, not only has, I'm assuming that Hacker has 2 paths based off of the way that TDS described her. So we have, for the basic level of, well, just level 0, let's see. So we have a base damage of 4, an attack rate of 0.8, and a range of 11, which is pretty small. So we're going to go to enemies. Let's go modern. We'll spawn in, what's something, is Hacker stun immune? Let's find that out first. My guess is probably not, but let's go see. She is. Really? Hacker stun. Actually stun immune. That's interesting. Also, that's going to get very annoying very fast. So let me clear enemies. Die. So Hacker is stun immune. Really? Okay, that's interesting. So he also, upon upgrading it, getting the upgrade rig, which apparently if a enemy is killed in Hacker's range, it drops more cash. So let's spawn in this poor normal. Oh, and look, he also became good. Okay, so if Hacker kills them, then that's right, I forgot they can become good. So let's spawn in 2 of you guys, right? And yeah, it just she just auto turns him good. Okay, let's get a few of these guys spawned in, and let's try and kill one of them within Hacker's range. Okay, before a Hacker can kill them. Oh, that's right, none of them are in range, are they? Whoops! Okay. Let's try that. Let's try that again. Okay, that must be for a later upgrade then. So this gives a 75% increase. It might also just be because I'm playing on Sandbox, where money doesn't really matter. So this is the level 2 for the Fallen skin. Immediately I'm noticing this, which its normal variant does not have. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, apologies for the sudden interruption. So, this is level 2 Hacker so far. So she did have the crown. It looks, it's noticeably more, like, bulky. Like, it's got some more detailing to it. This skin is so freaking cool. It's got, like, a little, I don't know, like a little crystal thing there or something. It's not really a crystal, but whatever it is. And so far, that's about it. No, wait, no, there's... No, okay. So level 2 gives us more... Oh, she gets hidden detection. Okay. And then this is where we get everything else. So there's the upgrade synapsis, which I'm not entirely certain what that means. I didn't read the update log. Beam now applies a 15% slowness debuff, which is extremely overpowered. And the upgrade unit conversion now have higher health. I'm not entirely certain what the synapsis is, but let's go see. So, let's go spam in some of you guys. How much damage do you do? You attack way faster now. Oh yeah, look, there's a money effect. So you attack a lot faster, you have 14 range, and that's about it. So synapsis, I wonder if that means how many she can... I have no idea. Also, we'll send out one of these guys. We'll just see then. Is she really stun immune, or is that just like a flaw? No, she really is just stun immune. Okay. That's extremely overpowered. Why did they make her stun immune? That's totally unnecessary. Alright, let's go clear enemies. Yeah. Hold on, now, let me read up real fast. What does the synapsis do? I'm currently reading through the update log. It says level 0 damage by a 4x1 synapsis. What? What? You want me to do math? You want me to do something I probably should have done more research in school? You want me to do what now? Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not entirely certain what the synapsis means. Also, this looks... this is so overkill, but I love it. Increased number from 1 to 2. So that's what we get from the next one. It said 6 times 2. So what the... Oh, she gets wings. Whoa. Look at the hair detailing. This is such a good skin. Like, dude, this has to be peak Fallen skin right here. Like, absolutely peak Fallen right here. So now she has hidden detection, which I've explained it enough times. Hidden detection is not really a problem. But let's go spawn in some. Fallen Dreg. There's a new Fallen enemy. They said they updated the Fallen wave structure, I noticed. Like, they said that they updated it a bit. So I guess they just threw in an enemy from the Core Blocks event, which makes sense. They're trying to link the two, so... Yeah, because look, it's literally just a Core Blocks undead. But called a Fallen Dreg. Oh, holy crap. Things have only 3 health noticeably. I'm doing a very bad job of showcasing this. Yeah, let's grab some hidden enemies real fast. Oh, wait, is the synapsis its beams? Oh, so then does that mean then that... Okay, wait, hold up. Back to testing real fast. Let's get something a little stronger. It is. So synapsis refers to her beams. And I'm assuming that because, yeah, these guys are probably, yeah, they're only going to have 3 health. So next up is the teleportation tech, which unlocks a tower hologram. Select a tower to create a temporary hologram of it. Cloning costs 90% of the tower's cost, while hologram lifetime is 60 seconds. Whoa, she looks like the fallen angel. Wait, the skin's so cool. You got the halo and everything. That's a lot of money. Oh, wait, okay, so this is the ability then. But because we don't have a tower, we can't use it. Okay, let's grab Gatling, which also got a noticeable buff. Not really too noticeable, but specifically on its max level, it now does 85 damage. So then are you telling me that if I just... Oh wait, she's forging it, look. Oh, and then, okay, so then there it is, okay. Oh, this is busted. Oh, this is so broken. So now we just have 2 Gatling guns. That is unbelievable. And then I assume then if I place this one too. Yeah. Yeah, I can just have 3 of them now. You know. Or can you not clone a tower a second time? It doesn't look like you can clone a tower again. No. Okay, so you can't. Oh, that actually broke Gatling. Okay, well. So, okay, yeah, that is extremely powerful, dude. That is, like, really, really strong. Alright, so it's gone now. Wow, okay, so then... Could you make a hacker of a hacker? No. Okay, I knew that that wasn't going to be a thing, but I just had to make sure. There it is. That is really powerful. I will not say it's overpowered. I probably just did. So next up, upgrade wire fraud, increase the enemy cache. That's very powerful. Upgrade slowness. Nice. Tower hologram. Cloning costs 90% of the tower's cost. So 90% of a tower's cost. That's still a lot to clone something. Because we're not in an actual game, I can't really showcase it properly. But that's a lot. So in case you're unfamiliar with percentages, that would mean then that let's say if accelerator just for funsies. Okay, he costs 60,000 exactly. That would mean then that we'd be paying I really should have given myself an easier thing here. Basically, yeah, it's a percentage, you know, like, say a tower is 100,000 exactly to max. To pay 90% of that would mean you have to pay 90,000. So, yeah, that's still a lot. And then unit conversion. Enemies converted now have higher health. Okay. And here they are, yep. Rug pull and overclock. So first off as well, we have the wonderful wings, and noticeably a little more jittery, actually. Like, she seems a little more nervous, I guess. I don't know. This is so cool. So, overclock. Actually, let's look at, you know, the effects of this thing first. Let's go grab some chads. Oh, yeah, and the attack rate has constantly gone up, as has the damage. So, let's look at the overclock upgrade. So overclock gets us an attack rate of 0.1 with a range of 18 and a damage reduction from 20 to 15. The synapses gets an increase from 2 to 4, and unit conversions now have higher health. Whereas the rug pull gives you more range and just a little less damage. With the synapses having only 3 beams, the increased slowness debuff going from 20 to 25, the increase of enemy rewards from 12.5 to 20%. And then also the clone costs being 65% of the tower, and the hologram being increased to some kind of seconds. So then basically, we're gonna upgrade you. So let's look at overclock, which looks like this. So now we have the flying one. That looks unbelievably cool. We basically have a fallen angel on our side. Also, the little tab has been upgraded. And if we go to rug pull, oh, okay, now we just have the fallen angel. So noticeably two very different. I love these animations. So basically, yeah. So one will give more for the tower, like more just overall buffs, whereas this one in specific is more towards corrupting like enemies. So let's get some stronger enemies in here. Let's not try and make them too powerful, but let's get an army of elite abnormals, okay? Noticeably different beams. Okay, so this one, Miss Purple Beam over here, the one who's more oriented towards corruption, gives the enemies roughly like 104 health. Let's grab some ducky units though. Let's see. Does this scale up? I mean, this is extremely powerful, and perhaps I did too powerful of enemies. Also, hold on, I wanted to see Accelerator's new thing. Yeah, that's pretty powerful to be dealing 100 damage. I think I spawned in something a little too powerful. Clear. Let's just go with... I want something a little bit stronger. Maybe some elite Moltons? Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so this one got both of those kills. So if we remove you, grab, sure, let's just grab an armored toilet, and we'll just put it against a breaker. Yeah, so now it has way more health. Okay. Versus you, who just gives more money and then increases how long a tower goes for. So we're gonna grab you, and we're gonna hologram you, and we're gonna put you right there. God, that animation! Look at the like crystal for the drone. That's such a neat idea. And for this one, it's gonna be different. So you have less of a lifespan than this one does. But all the same, if we were just to spawn in Ducky Doom, these towers are still very powerful. This is very powerful. So let's see though, how well do they hold up against... I mean, that really didn't hit much. Oh, they can be stunned. Okay, so they're not just fully stun immune, like Hacker is, which is broken. And by the time you get your drone ability back, if I grab something like Gatling, right? And then, yeah, look, so it shows how much it would cost to clone. If I grab Gatling and just put it right there. No, yeah, you really can just spawn in multiple of these. Now, we tried this last time. We're going to try it again. Okay, yeah, you can just have 3 Gatling guns. Alright, no biggie, you know. Just 3 Gatling guns worth of damage, you know. Oh, Fallen King got a health buff. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, nice. So Fallen King has a bit of a health buff. He also seems a little faster. That's worrying. So essentially now we have 3 Gatling guns worth of continual damage. Oh, and it does break. Oh! Yo, he has his, I forgot the proper name for that. It's like, it's his stalactite ability. Yes, we infected one. That's a lot of health. So wait, can I just keep making Gatlings? Yeah. Really, I can just make more Gatling guns. So essentially, yeah, you can just spam Gatling, dude. That is insane. I'm so glad they gave normal... Yeah, I'm so glad they gave Fallen King this ability. Although it's still his Awakened Fallen King variation of it. But still, dude, that's awesome. If you tried to sell them, it wouldn't work. Alright, let's clear. Clear. Alright, cool. Alright, so we've looked at Hacker. I would give Hacker... I think out of a tower rating. Also, let me see if I can spawn in some normal ones, actually. They're the... Yeah, because she's under hardcore. So you're not going to make you the Fallen skin, are you? Ah, okay. I was kind of hoping I could look at the normal one. So, from an overall standpoint, looking at both of these, I would actually advise always getting both. Both have, like, both upgrade paths, I think, in their own way, are a perfect combination of each other. Because on one hand, this one specifically is more of like the jack of all trades, whereas this one is a lot more specific towards just enemies converted with higher health. Depending on what you're playing, I think one or the other. I think both still would be better than just, you know, only going for one type, like with Pursuit. So instead of just having both of these, I think going with both would be a good option. If you want to specifically handle enemies, like if you want to just infect them because it looks cool, then yes, spam both of these. But I think from a normal strategic point, I do think both is good. I'll kind of make this like somewhat to Pursuit when I was going to make a video talking about it, and I never did. But like, yeah, this is I definitely think going for both paths are absolutely the best play because you get two of them, and it's just like it makes the most of how powerful this tower is just to go for both of them. I think that that hacker is very well balanced. Like, it's not too overpowered. And honestly, for its weak damage, I guess then yes, the stun immunity does make decently good sense, but at the same time, not really. I don't know why Hacker is stun immune when something like Accelerator isn't for some reason, when Accelerator has all this high-tech buffed up armor. And from what I could tell with Hacker in like her early levels, she's just, you know, basic clothing, but, you know, TDS logic. So overall, I'm going to give Hacker like a 9 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 rating on how powerful it is. I think that idea-wise, this is easily the most complex tower to get used to in TDS. I mean, wordage-wise, you know, like synapsis and all that complex stuff. Otherwise, I mean, it is simple how to use Hacker, and testing it in a normal game, I imagine I will see better results. But yeah, I'd say definitely go for both. And just remember that bottom path has more range, the rug pull path, so try and keep it a little farther away because you'll make more of its range. Now let's talk about the Gatling gun real fast. So Gatling, let me go back onto my alternate account so I can read everything that happened to Gatling gun, because I know that it's got a, I mean, we saw that on its max level it got an additional damage buff, which I think was fine. It's not like its old variation of having like 105 damage or whatever it was. It was crazy. Everyone's saying Hacker cost coins because they got the thing for it wrong, which is hilarious. There's also a skin for Hacker, the triumphant one. I don't know if that's for the Hidden Wave exclusive skin or what, if it's maybe a mission quest. I don't know. I was unable to really find it. Let's see. It also says there's a summer battle pass coming, which is okay, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really... Okay. Let's talk about... Yeah, let's see Gatling real fast. There it is, Gatling gun. So, most notably, its placement price has been decreased by 500. And its level 2 cost has also decreased by... Actually, no, it increased. Okay, that's annoying. Its level 3 cost actually went down by 2.5k, which is awesome because this is a very powerful upgrade. The level 4 cost got a slight nerf, going from 35,000 to 32,500, which is nice. Again, the minigun barrel is pretty much the best upgrade for Gatling, both cost efficiency and with everything else. And then its level 5 got decreased by 10,000, and its max level has remained the exact same. So again, its damage actually increased. At level 2, it went from 10 to 12. At level 3, it went from 15 to 16. And at level 6, most notably, it was buffed up by 10 damage, which is pretty powerful. Next up, Mortar, there's not really much to talk about. His pricing and range didn't get increased or decreased. The only main thing is that his splash damage got nerfed, and his main damage got nerfed. You can see here that, yeah, it went down. His damage used to be, what was it, like 250 damage. Now it's only 150. Its explosion radius went from, I think its explosion radius changed or something about it changed. Explosion radius went from 10 to 9, which isn't really that detrimental. So minor nerf. Oh, it's okay. So its level 5 went from 200 to 150. Kind of small nerf. But they didn't really need to change much else from it. Like, no price decreases or increase. It's good on its pricing. no attack rate, and range change. So honestly, good decisions, I guess. Trapper got nerfed, but honestly, it's pretty much only got slightly nerfed, and it's still going to be very powerful. And then let's talk about Accelerator. Oh yeah, also Golden Cowboy, real fast. So Golden Cowboy most notably does more damage, which is fantastic. Now it's even better for Fallen because it used to do 3 damage. Now it does 4, meaning it 2-shots them. Also, its headshot practice was nerfed by about $100, or it got not nerfed. It had a price decrease. Its range, I think, got smaller. Yeah, going from 16 to 14, and it's... Oh, no, that was just its level 1 range. Okay, yeah, so it does not get a range buff for level 1. Kind of annoying. Gold Shot, noticeably, went up by $100, which is pain, but you get more money, and then you get your range buff, along with 6 damage. Which I think means then that it can... It now 2-shots the... Where are, like, the fallen ones? Here, quicks. So, it used to have to 3-shot them, now it 2-shots them. Faster Instinct actually had a bit of a price decrease, going from 2,000 to only 1,750. It also had its damage slightly nerfed, going from 12 to 10. But in turn, yeah, it gives more money now, and it gives a little bit more range. I actually did it give more range? No. The Double Tap 2, I think I'm reading this off of Golden Cowboy, right? Yes, I am. Went from a range of 18 now to 20, which is very nice. Cowboy is, like, awesome. And it has, it attacks slightly slower, but that's fine. And then, unfortunately, while Wildest of the West, aka its max level upgrade, is cheaper, it gives less money with a longer attack rate. So that is pretty annoying. Normal Cowboy overall just received pretty much just nerfs. So nothing really much, or not nerfs, sorry, just basically just basic buffs. Not really too much to talk about. And the most notable that they still cannot seem to get right with Accelerator is Accelerator. So noticeably, its placement cost has been decreased by 500, which is honestly based. And its level 1 cost was decreased by 200. And I'm just reading off of literally everything. Its range got slightly increased by 0.5, and its damage was nerfed from 12 to 10. And then level 1, another damage nerf, going from 20 to 15. And a bit of a minimal range increase, and of course cost decrease. Level 2 actually had its cost increased, had its range increased by only 1, and had its damage reduced. Then, noticeably, Powerhouse got actually, I don't know, did it get a damage buff, or was it always that strong? No, it did. Okay, yeah. It went from 30 to 40, and it now has, it is more expensive, which is annoying. But honestly, all of Accelerator's levels are just going to be more expensive. Except for level 0 and level 1 are the only two that are cheaper, but everything after that is more expensive. Its range going into level 3 is at 20 now, which is pretty nice. Accelerator is kind of turning into like a fast-paced sniper. And also, just a real fast thing, it made a comment saying laser time was like reduced. Noticeably, at level 3, it has a faster... I wonder if that means like a faster charge up. Like if we get level 4 real fast, and then we'll spawn in just an absolute horde of these guys. Okay, no, so level 4 still attacks faster. But I wonder if I don't know what laser time means. It just says laser time. It doesn't say charge up, it just says laser time. Maybe that's for how long it attacks, I guess. Anyway, also, yeah, its ammo has received some buffs, except for at its, except for at its max level. There's Zombie. Hey, Zombie. And then Supercharge just gets more range, more damage. And then specifically the Vessel of Infinite Destruction. Noticeably, I think it actually got a... Hold on. Yeah, slight more attack, nice amount of damage, and nice amount of range being at 25, which means that now you really can place it somewhere away from most of the fight, and it'll still make good use of its DPS. So let's spam all of these guys. Alright, and then let's pit it against... Let's pit the new modern accelerator against Fallen King. Alright? So noticeably with the range and also the damage. So this guy basically only attacks for like 2 seconds, but does pretty good bursts of damage. Right? And then if we give this guy something like... Let's give him DJ. Just set it on the damage. Okay, so it turns out when he slams his sword, he does damage from the looks of it. So, like, it creates like a shockwave, basically like his old stomp ability was. And then if we increase this, yeah, now Accelerator can attack faster. Much, much faster. And yeah, it still has the issue though of not being stun immune. That's pretty much the biggest issue. It does not matter how much you try and buff Accelerator's damage. If the dude doesn't have some form of stun immunity, then it's like, you know, it just gets annihilated. Especially because Fallen King now has a shockwave ability, which is, well, I won't say broken, but that is that's actually really nice. You know, I prefer it that way. Let's give these guys Mercenary too. If I'm playing this like I'd be actually like trying to beat it. So yeah, honestly, the Accelerator buff is... I think it's alright. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter how much you try to buff this tower. It's not going to compete in the normal meta if it can still be stunned during its charge up. I mean, yes, that huge burst of damage is honestly very powerful. And as we can see, it can solo the Fallen King, but with noticeably high amounts of issues. Okay, it noticeably has a very hard time, again, solely because Fallen King now has that shockwave ability. Like, that shockwave, and this is just Fallen King alone. Like, noticeably that shockwave ability is, like, that is going to be hugely detrimental to basically every tower. Let's see, let's go to intermediate real fast. Let's just grab Pyro here, just so we can melt stuff's defense, like Fallen King's. Yeah, that shockwave from him slamming his sword into the ground is extremely powerful. Like, holy, that is going to be very, like, that's going to have a huge effect on towers. Again, like Accelerator, or like everyone's GOAT, who they refuse to admit it. Yes, Engineer is of course going to be affected by this. Like, Engineer sentries are going to get mauled. I'm sorry if you're an Engie stan, but they're like, but that's just the truth. Engineer sentries are just gonna get mauled by that ability now. I mean, if everything gets stunned by that, I wonder how big its radius is. I actually could not tell. Alright, here. So yeah, so overall, Accelerator's buff / nerf / rework or rebalance, I guess. Pretty good. Let's go try Engineer spam, right? Like, okay, let me make a demonstration out of Engineer real fast that, you know, because I've gotten into arguments with people over the internet, and this has absolutely nothing to do with the conclusion of this. But let me just make it clear real fast that Engineer's sentries with having that temporary stun immunity really does not matter in a meta that's entirely revolvent around stun abuse. Like, I've gotten into plenty of arguments with people on the internet over the fact that, like, you know, apparently that, you know, NG is still, like, better than towers like Ranger, which it's not. I don't care what anyone says, it's not. Okay, but let's just see. Let's just see. This is also just curiosity here. You know, like, let's just see how well Engineer can supposedly hold out. Also, we're just going to spam Medic just because. Let's just see then. Let's just see. How well does Engineer's attack hold out against Fallen King's new slamming his sword into the ground thing? Surprisingly well, actually. So that attack only stuns, but it does not break the sentry's shields. Okay. You know what, actually? Use that how you will. Use that knowledge how you will. Lagged out my entire game. So yeah, honestly, final thoughts on Hacker. Wait, can you clone DJ? No. Okay. Now we just have damage and range boost. That's ridiculous. I don't know, let's clone an Engineer. Honestly, I think that Hacker is very balanced. Oh my god, now I have 2 DJ abilities. That looks so cursed. Okay, all the sentries just died. Look at that. Honestly, I would absolutely say that in Hacker's current state, I would actually advise not changing it. You know what? I think in its current state, Hacker is actually very well balanced. It doesn't come off as, like, game-breaking like Swarmer did. But Swarmer was a marketing stunt, because of course it was. Like, anyone with a brain could tell that Swarmer was, of course, going to be nerfed. Also, can you just place these anywhere? Yes. Yes, you can. Will the drones just go over there? Yep. Yes, it does. Oh, and it instantly spawns in a sentry, too. Okay. So you can have, like, a little panic spawn. That's cool. Alright, so, yeah, I'm gonna try and keep this video as, like, unedited as I honestly can. Because, I mean, I'm just gonna crank this out almost instantly. But yeah, I give Hacker a final review of 10 out of 10. I love this tower, and I know I'm gonna be using it a lot. Because it is extremely powerful. Gatling's little rework on everything. Let me clear towers real fast, because all that's gonna be annoying. Gatling's little rework thing, I think that it wasn't completely necessary, but I'm glad they gave it a 10 more damage. I mean, again, it's not like game changing, but it's pretty powerful. Mortar's nerf isn't really that detrimental, I guess. I mean, it's pretty annoying, but you can still place, you know, I mean, it's only 50 less damage. I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's still 100% Pierce's defense. So if I spawn in some egg rolls... Okay, well, it just murked them. Bad example, armor toilet. Yeah, it still does the fullest to its damage. And just because its explosion radius is tiny, is 1 less, isn't that bad. Accelerator's rework. I mean, it's good for handling small enemies. But when it comes to draining bosses, I feel like it's noticeably lacking. Like, let's actually pit it against some strong enemies, like an army of fallen giants, okay? Like, this, like, yeah, it absolutely can destroy any, like, hordes because of its 100, like, damage. Like, that is very noticeably, like, obvious. And again, when you have all of them placed and they all start attacking, then yeah, they can really destroy a horde with their 100 damage. Pit it against a boss like Fallen King, and still its lack of stun immunity when it's charging up is still holding it back from being meta relevant, okay? I don't know what Paradoxum doesn't understand about that. If they want Accelerator to be meta relevant again, they really have to give it some temporary stun immunity when it's charging up. Because, yeah, there's nothing stopping it from just getting stunned out of its charge up. And then there goes that 100 damage wasted. And again, especially in game modes like Hidden Wave, let's say, where you have like this, along with an Awakened Fallen King, like your accelerators are not going to have a fun time. Even placing them like over here, they're not going to have a fun time working with this. They're going to be constantly being stunned, including the fact that, you know, Hidden Wave is very fast-paced. I mean, this is an absurd amount of enemies, yes, but it gets my point across that Accelerator is still liable to just getting mauled by the stun. And that's not even excluding the fact that its charge up is like, that's time that Accelerator could be attacking that's just like wasted. So yeah, so I still don't think it's really, like, I don't personally think it's huge just because of its lack of stun immunity. But I mean, it's powerful. I could see myself using it for game modes maybe more like Pizza Party or Badlands, where the stun immunity isn't nearly as like necessary as per se with like Fallen, Hidden Wave, Fluid Wastelands. Hell, even Hardcore I would probably have a bit of a hard time with, especially with Void Reaver's constant like spam stomping. And I would know, I've been playing Hardcore a ton recently. Final thoughts, as for Cowboy, yeah, you know what, Cowboy's, I think that its rebalancing is fine. It doesn't really change the tower, like, much, except for just make its normal variant more powerful, which is, I mean, Golden Towers have kind of been pushed out of the top tier slot for a while now, and, yeah, I mean, it feels kind of weird knowing that regular Cowboy sometimes outclasses Golden, and it's sometimes even recommended, I just tripped, sometimes even recommended to use normal Cowboy over Golden, which is like, alright, but, yeah, I think overall that I love Hacker. Don't call me a simp for loving this tower or its skin, but I absolutely love it. This tower is amazing. Easy 10 out of 10. And, yeah, that's about all I got. I got bigger video projects to work on, so I'm going to put, like, no effort into just getting this out. Because, again, I have bigger video projects I'm working on. So I'll get those out soon. Alright, thanks you so much for watching. Bye.